is in my, especially when you move your hips.
Cap, according to Monique, means that the hat on the head means you're lying. I've never heard that, but that's the origin of cap. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look.
Tendencies to be less open-minded.
Which is crazy because that's literally one of the three spiritual principles that we have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have open. Yeah, we have to be open-minded.
Don't sound like the president to start inventorying yourselves, but be true to yourself. You don't have.
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was missed.
Beyond my wildest imagination.
It's getting deep in here now.
It's incredible.
We have the rainbow without going through the rain. And I loved it. Me too. Good. Yeah. Good. And applying the recovery, I thought about it for a second. Essay Jones, bro. Oh, go ahead.
Good afternoon, VA.
Went back to that, huh?
Yeah, that's my thing. Man, I am greasy. I don't
yeah.
like the lights. What are we doing?
Well, I'll tell you what, like lights, sometimes soap and water can clear up a lot of things.
All I got is one mic.
And no washcloth.
All I got is one mic. Okay, whatever.
No, sorry.
All I got is, all right, we're ready. Good afternoon, Recovery VA. What's going on here? Co-host Jesse Wysocki. We're here with the Get in the Herd.
That's right.
Get in the Herd.
He said it right.
Podcast. Oh, damn, I did mess that up.
No, you did it perfectly. And with the host here, Travis. What's going on?
I was trying to say with the co-host Travis.
Your spirit
and I said
said
with
it right.
the co-host Jesse. So you know what?
There's
two
a couple
hosts,
position changes.
Yeah, two
hosts.
hosts. We got two hosts here.
Oh, he relinquished some control. This is growth. Live on live.
I'm
inspired.
McShin Foundation's Getting Her podcast. Welcome to our podcast, our morning inspirations, our afternoon inspirations, our little short videos we do. We do all kinds of different things on here. We're going to be expanding this platform. We got a couple people that are going to be doing some things. Shout out over there to Henry Griffin.
Excellent.
Henry, he's a past alumni participant. He's back here doing his thing, doing real good. He might get him up here to spit some bars. It's got to be G.
Guy.
It's got to be G rated though.
Yeah.
He's anytime. Okay, he's my man.
He's a musician. SoundCloud.
Musician. Latter-day Saint.
Church of Latter-day Saints. Oh yeah. Yeah, he comes from a long line of Jesuits that can
what the hell?
Something he told me on the porch real quick. Yeah, like priest.
He told you. Look at me real quick. What is that? You have some white on your cheek. The other cheek.
Oh yeah, I was eating chips before I came in here.
Tacos.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn the other cheek right now.
I don't know the long line of Jesuits, but anyways,
in the presence of a Levite, I'll turn the other cheek. These jokes are getting too deep for Jesse. He's stuck in time right now. Look at that. It's amazing. There's a time loop. We're in the Matrix.
You don't even know who a Levite is.
Yeah, Levites are the chosen priests that go back through the Old Testament. And, you had to be one of those to offer up sacrifices to God, to the God of the Old Testament and New. So, yes, I do know what they are. Thank you.
Sometimes he just says things out of his mouth.
But they're absolutely correct.
No, they're not. All right. So look, we're gonna do our podcast today. We're gonna get part 2 of Colley up here. We're gonna finish interviewing him, talking about where he's at now, what he's doing. But before we do that today,
shocking things will be revealed.
Shocking. We wanted to do a little motivational, inspirational, quick hit, 10 to 15 minutes. Before that, we do want to shout out our sponsor, Farley Center. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast. We have some goals here, so if you want to be the host,
Steve is the engineer. I'm the host.
If Steve wants to be the lead engineer, right now he's the engineer. To be the lead engineer and to be the host,
that's what I am.
Got to get some podcast sponsors.
Yeah, we need a sponsor. and I
Henry,
see,
Henry, here's a goal for you, Henry. Get a sponsor to the podcast.
What do you think the graphic is there at the Farley Center, which is a great place?
That looks like a pine. Oh, first of all, Farley Center, thank you for sponsoring us. Shout out. Here's your shout out. Anybody out there looking for treatment services for substance use, they have a detox center and they have a treatment center, and it They take commercial insurance. So give them a call, Kelly Easton, 804-638-7329.
You think it looks like a pineapple?
I think it's a pineapple.
Well, thank God it's not an upside down one. No, it'd be a whole different kind of center.
Oh,
do you know what that?
No, I don't.
I don't think it's upside. I think it's just regular pineapple. Period.
Well, no, if they hand it to you,
about
if they hand it to you upside down, it's then they're swingers.
Yeah. I did a training here one time. So I did a training here with some people from Alaska. So they came from Alaska and we did this training and we got to talking about the pineapple and the swingers thing, right? And so it was a whole talk during the training. And so then the next day I came into my office.
Pineapple.
And there was a pineapple on my desk.
Oh God!
Was it upside down?
They were trying to be funny though. It was a few of them.
Maybe
it's one of those trainings.
Because I had just read about what you're talking about, and I was talking to them about that. I don't know how the topic of pineapples came up, and I was like, "Yeah, did y'all know? Interesting fact that pineapples means you're a swinger. If you
Yeah.
So the next thing you know,
swinging.
And I don't swing at all. But
At all?
That was the
No swinging.
no swinging.
No.
That
That is for married couples, though.
Yeah, no.
I think that's the very definition of a swinger. You have to be married conventionally and maybe bring somebody in. Anyways, it's a cool graphic. It could be like one of those flying spiders from the Galaxia game.
Yeah, I can see that.
You see what I mean? It got to shoot up, or it could be like a flower at the end of a pathway, also. Or
it's Steve. We're done shouting.
Yeah,
Can
you
we
can
get
get
this over
Farley
here?
out of there.
Yeah,
we get
we're
some.
done with them. We're done with the pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
There's no swingers here, but that is an interesting fact. The pineapple's upside down does represent that.
So if you get one of those, just know you're going to have a good night. Upside down. Anybody out there?
Henry, are you ready to come over here and co-host, Henry?
All right, continue, buddy. Anything motivational up there,
All right,
big dog?
all right, okay, all right. So here we go. We get next thing I want to say before Travis has something on his mind, on his heart. He said he's going to be serious. He said he's serious, and all of us laugh when he said he's serious because Travis typically isn't a serious guy.
Was I telling the truth?
But before we get into your seriousness,
It's not
tomorrow, public, anybody out there listening that happens to tune into this tonight or tuning in right now, tomorrow is Wellness Wednesday. All of our groups here at our center are open to the public, so you are more than welcome to come check this out. Wellness Wednesday, yoga, sound healing, Reiki, which I believe is to me the same thing.
What's the yoga instructor's name?
Who's doing this one, Henry? Do you know? Ashley,
Ashley, yeah,
this
she
one.
does something very interesting at the end of yoga. I hate to like spoil it for y'all, but like when it comes time when you've released all your tension and everything like that, she gets on stage. She does this very like tribal move like this, and then she tells you to release all your wind like a tiger. And the way she does it is very like it's like tribal. Yeah, you should come check it out.
How does she do it? Do it.
Just let it out. And I'm like just sitting there like this.
Is this true, Henry?
This was worth the price of admission. Ashley.
Confirmation.
So it's like have you seen that movie Old School?
Yeah.
When he's like, let me hear you roar, and Blue gets up there and is like, all right, old man.
Yeah, the old man was definitely into Reiki because it's a similar experience.
Let me hear you roar.
Yeah, released all that inner animal. Yeah. And apparently it'll make you. It's part of Wellness Wednesday, so come on and check it out.
Check it out though. Tomorrow, Wellness Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. right here, 2300 Dunbar Road in our chapel. It's open to the public, so anybody looking just to come hang out and be in a positive, healthy place. Come on out, Wellness Wednesday. Come check it out, y'all. All right, what you got going on, Trav?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we can talk about something a little inspirational here. This is kind of off the cuff. I really didn't have anything on my heart, but let me see if we can try this out. There's like a I didn't know this was popular. I thought that I found this myself, but apparently other people have been talking about it.
Let me. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
You did it anyway.
I know.
So you
but,
did
but,
actually
look,
mean
Trav,
to interrupt me.
Is it ever possible for you to talk and not lie?
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, here we go.
Because I know you just lied. I know you just lied.
About what?
Like I know you did.
About what?
About this is just off the cusp. I'm just going to
It
go
is
off the
kinda-
cusp with this.
This is kinda off the cusp.
You literally just talked to me in the parking lot about this.
Well, I didn't tell you what it was about, and I
But you
changed
told me
what I was talking.
you're lying.
Jesse, let me be inspirational, or we're going to get violent. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is off the cusp anyway. So, like, I listened to.
lying over here. Better go.
All right,
off the
Jesse,
cusp. Let me hear what you got. It's off the cusp. Let's go. Let's go with it.
Get into your.
I'm in it. I'm in
Yeah,
serious
get in
mode.
the game now.
All right, I'm here.
All right, so this has been going around a little bit online. I thought I just stumbled upon it, but apparently other people are into it. So there's this Dr. Emoto, And he did this.
Dr. Emoto.
Dr. Emoto.
I need somebody to Google Dr.
Yeah,
Emoto.
Dr. Emoto.
Somebody who's got a phone. See if this is true or not.
Yeah,
Dr.
and
Emoto.
I'm not going to get into the science.
Oh, my girl,
Yeah.
Monique. She's coming on here. We're interrupting Travis again. I'm sorry, Monique, come on over here real quick, and you got a shot. If you want the card, you got to come put the headphones on and say deuces, say what's up, everybody.
You can be part of this, Monique, if you want to listen, and then you can give your opinion on this.
Did any of y'all ever hear her story about where Cap derived from? Capping hat on the head.
It was a hypothesis.
That was a guess.
Yeah.
All right. Listen to this stuff Travis is about to come up with here.
All right. Anyways,
All right, here we
this
go.
is a true thing. This guy, this Japanese guy, Dr. Emoto, he did the study on water, right?
That's what we just looked up.
Yeah, and the effects of it. So
Is it true?
It's true.
Okay, you got to listen. You got to fact check Travis.
In real time.
Yeah.
Positive or negative.
Yeah. So it responds. So
You know who Dr. Emoji is?
Yeah, Emoto.
It's not emoji.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
We're gonna put an emoji over his face when
Yeah,
when we
okay,
cut this. So, anyways, the doctor did. The doctor did this study, and he put 2 jugs of water, and he gave one a positive condensation.
What?
So he said he put thank you on it, but in Japanese.
Put a little thank you
Yeah,
note on it.
and
All right.
the other one he put like a negative thing on
Right.
it.
What was the
Yeah.
negative thing? What did it say?
The negative thing was something like
You suck.
yeah.
Like you know.
In Japanese.
Yeah, it was in Japanese. Anyways,
What
so,
did it mean?
I don't know.
So, anyways, they spoke these 2 phrases. One was "thank you."
The other one was like,
yeah, and the
forget
other one,
you,
yeah,
like-
the other one was
like F you or
negative.
something?
I wish I could think of it. Anyway, so they spoke to it, and so like the positive one, like after it was being spoke to, like it formed like these beautiful crystals.
yeah, so
and the
pretty.
negative one. It the
looked
water
like a
basically
mess.
started to die. So I was thinking about this, and so like
Hold on.
No, the water didn't start to die.
they call it dead water.
Hold on.
The crystals didn't
Hold
form
on.
the same.
Hold on.
If you let me get there, you'll like this. Just don't hold on.
Jesse is a
Just
negative
yeah.
guy.
Let me get there. Let me get there with it,
All right,
and then
I'm
you
sorry.
can do what you
All
want to
right,
do
okay,
with
all
it.
right, fine,
So the
fine,
crystals,
fine, fine.
the crystals didn't form as beautifully.
Right.
And so like if you just logically thinking, because I only had a few minutes to watch it beforehand, like men are made up of 60% water.
Whoa.
So if this is being true,
Women.
and women are made up of 55% water, then this is, you can fact check this right now.
Not true.
Okay, look it up right now. It's part of the
I'm
study.
getting lost.
How many
You're losing
percent-
me. You're
how many
losing
per-
me.
Okay.
Can we get to the-
Women
can we
hold
get-
more.
right.
Anyways, that has nothing to do with this right
Okay.
now.
Can we
So
get-
if this study is true, and it is scientifically, you
Right.
saw it, Monique. And if we're made up of a lot of water, no matter what the percentage is,
All
okay,
right.
because that's irrelevant then. So like how are we talking to ourselves? You know, what does your self-talk look like?
Well, that's
Okay.
like the
That's
first
good.
agreement in the 4 agreements, the book.
yeah.
Be impeccable with your word.
Yeah.
It's like to others, but also yourself. So
So
once you speak ill, like about yourself, like I am a terrible person. I'm just not getting this. I'm just not. That's what you're putting onto yourself.
Go ahead and show that so I can see what, because Cricket up there talking, co-signing Travis's BS.
Yeah,
the
because-
only thing,
Yeah,
Google
it-
verified.
They do it with
Yeah,
plants.
yeah.
too.
But
am I on point? Hey,
But hold on,
brother.
this is my question. I love the analogy. The analogy is great.
It's not an analogy. Your self speak
it-
affects you on a
hold
molecular
on, it is-
level.
it is-
First
it
of
is-
all,
it
like
is-
a water level.
It is an analogy when you talk about water.
It's
talking.
a
Listen,
scientific
stop, man.
proven-
Stop. Listen for a second. Listen. No,
But
listen
fun
for a second.
fact, you guys, it works with plants too. If you
Yeah, they did it with the
nice
plant
tasting
study
plants,
also.
they-
So,
Go ahead, Justin.
so it's an analogy, as in if you talk good to the water, crystals come in the water. If you talk good to yourself, you're going to be good. That's an
There you
analogy,
go.
Trav. That's an analogy, right? What I'm
It's a
asking,
connection.
What I'm asking though is it true that you can have the same exact glass of water? I can take some water over here from the faucet. Pour it into a glass, and put a sticky note on there and say thank you. Put a sticky note on there and say something bad. And you're telling me the one with the thank you is going to turn into crystals. The one with the
No,
bad.
it won't.
doesn't-
No,
That's
on
what
a
I'm trying to ask.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
actually turn into
The crystals in the
It's like-
water. It's on a
like when you
molecular
look-
level.
Yeah, when you look at the
Yeah.
molecules under,
And it will
like
do
a
that, yeah.
stove, they actually change shapes.
By just a sticky note.
But
No,
it's-
by
it's-
talking to
me,
it.
it's
It's
more of
self-talk.
the
This was
intention. It's
supposed to
the
tie into
energy.
self-talk without
Yeah,
the interruptions.
It's the energy.
It didn't
that
work
you
out
put
like
into
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the talk to it, just like
Yeah,
and so like to
you're
tie
telling
that
me.
in.
So yeah, so what you're telling me is you can talk to the water, and the crystals will form in it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You tried it?
On a molecular
You
level.
tried it, or you just Googled it?
Look, I just watched the
video.
study,
Okay,
the
all right.
scientific study on it.
I want to.
It
We'll
is
get a
actually-
microscope
It's
and
an
we'll
do it.
actual
We'll do it.
study.
I want to try. I want to do it. I
Well,
want to
you
see
know,
that.
Just like, well, even as a vegetarian, right? You don't.
There you go. Take a
when-
look at
When
it.
you look
That's
at.
Google. That's Googled. I don't.
But I'm saying,
It's not
like,
Googled,
Like,
it's
as
a whole-
vegetarian and as like
What you
like,
look up
or
on the
people
internet
that are
does not
vegan.
sell me.
So it's a whole study that a doctor
Hold on,
did.
what were you saying?
Science.
What
Well,
were
you know, like I know when I was a vegan or when someone's vegetarian, they're very intentional about what they put into their bodies. They're like, where's this source? It's like there's a reason for that because energy transfers. Just like, I'm sure you don't eat chicken. Okay. I'm sure milk from cows that are like not happy cows is not going to taste as good as milk from like happy cows. That's why they say California has happy cows. Like it's supposed to be better for you.
Yeah. So I'm all I'm saying is has anybody tried this scientific experiment? That's what I'm curious. Has anybody tried it? I think
Yeah,
that's- I
Dr.
think that's-
Emoto tried it.
No.
With
I'm talking about
plants.
anybody in here. With plants.
Yes.
Now I've known with plants that's true because of the oxygen though. It's usually because of so like the
Why?
scientific
Because of
people.
your breath?
No, yeah, because plants feed off of carbon monoxide. That's what they feed off of.
That is not. It's because of the love, the energy that you. give
Yeah,
them.
because they put
So
they put
David.
plastic in front of them and tried it too. But what I'm saying is, if you can't see that your natural self talk is can affect you negatively or positively, then we might be talking in
Exactly.
circles here
Justin,
because
the
it
reason
does.
why- the reason why you like motivational sayings at the beginning of stand up every day,
Affirmations.
Right? You want to put that energy into
Yeah,
the
no.
group
I'm
and
not arguing that.
But
you
I'm
know?
talking
I
about
What are you
self talk
arguing?
in general.
No, I'm not arguing.
Oh, you're
anything. I'm just
arguing the
asking-
study.
No, I'm not arguing anything. I'm just asking, has anybody done it? The water part.
Oh, the
Man,
water.
listen, Travis,
Dr.
what-
Emoto.
You're
Is that what
talking
you're
self-talk. That's elementary. Like
I thought this was a motivational,
but
inspirational
I'm saying that's like something-
podcast.
How
Sometimes
you
we got to
think
talk to
matters,
some.
how you
Yeah.
think matters.
Some
Yeah,
people.
no.
You
but
could
I'm-
say it's elementary, but a lot of people watching ours right now and like having problems and like trying to come out of like certain situations are talking negatively
Yeah.
to themselves. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
if you can switch that paradigm and just
yeah,
based off the study, then then I think it could be positively affect some people.
Yeah, I
Look at
agree.
that. Let's do that. So how about
I agree.
we should do this study, you guys.
Let's get a microscope.
Should put 2 cups like,
I like
in the
that.
freezer.
Yeah.
And like say things while we're putting the sticky notes on them, so then we can remember which one was which.
I
And
like
freeze
that.
them, And then we can put a
We
little magnet.
yeah, and see, so we had some people come in and do an infectious control training. You remember that?
Yeah.
Right. And so it's probably scientifically proven that you should wash your hands.
No, they
Right?
scientifically
Let me-
proved it the other way.
So
It does no good.
so in Travis's head, right? They do a study and they wash your hands, right? And the reason why they put the light over it is to show you that you need to wash your hands for a longer time, that you're not doing it good enough. Travis came out of that saying it means that you shouldn't wash your hands. Period.
I said
It
you
means
can
it
wash
doesn't
your
really
hands, but
matter,
it's not
right?
doing a lot of
So-
good.
so-
They used a lot.
So
Can you wash your
I mean,
hands
they went really
now?
hard with
he doesn't wash his hands
at all.
right? Because he said from that. So I'm just saying
Then after
this.
you
Of
go
course,
to the
I wash my
bathroom.
hands. No, especially not then.
So
Can you spread the love tonight?
yeah. He thinks that you're not supposed to, right? So
Yeah,
I just
that's-
want to.
that's
I want to
definitely
try.
right.
I think that that's a really cool thing. If that really happens, that's
Look,
awesome
and
that it does
Anthony
that.
said in the petri dishes, he would like cuss at one of them, call the water slurs, and the other one.
You
would
did this,
praise them.
Anthony?
No, he's talking about.
He's
in
talking about the
experiment.
study.
Yeah.
So we should do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
let's
We
do it.
should do it. Like we should be the ones that actually check this out, see if it's legit or not.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we need a sponsor to get like the microscope.
We did a microscope.
Yeah. Anybody out there that's looking to sponsor,
Princess.
like
Anybody that wants to support this training, the scientific study that we're gonna do, we're gonna actually see. We're gonna see if what's his name,
It's worth
Doctor.
it.
Dr. Emoto.
Whose phone is going off?
Emoji.
That's probably Anthony's.
And whose phone is going off?
It's a Facebook call, so someone.
Yeah, it's not mine. I left my phone in the car.
I don't even have my phone.
It's definitely not mine.
It sounds
Everybody
like a
that's
Facebook
sitting
call.
in the
That is
peanut gallery
Travis.
has to leave right
That is
now.
Travis.
Oh,
Phone
man.
is going off
I
right
just
now.
want to say, if someone calls me on Facebook, that is the quickest way to get
Can you
blocked.
just at least stop it for us?
quickest way.
Hit the stop or something.
It was mine.
Silence phones. Yes.
Working an honest
Exactly.
program.
Right.
Sorry.
So-
Timothy.
Next podcast, which is going to be on Thursday, we're going to have some water in here, and we're gonna test this out.
Can't do it without me.
You're not going to be here
I'm
Thursday?
gonna be in Poplar Springs until like 2.
Well, you could
Well,
be
we can
one.
do it after I get back.
Yeah, you can come in here. You come, and then you'll because it's going to take a minute. It
We gotta
takes a
cuss-
minute,
we
right?
gotta-
Cuss
Yeah,
Take a while.
yeah, we got to cuss for a minute. We got to
gotta
talk.
freeze
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah.
We should probably do the cussing and the praising tomorrow.
How many? I wonder. I bet he did it for some days, though. I bet it was like.
I mean, this
2
was a
weeks or
long
something.
process. They actually like took it like all the way back from like how water flows and goes through right angles and how it affects it all, and how city water is different from country water and the molecular structure of all that. but what I pulled out of it, just for inspirational purposes, which went a little astray. Sorry, was the self-talk, because it's a difference between having like a certain kind of confidence and talking positively about yourself and getting up in the morning like, man, just like I ain't nothing, man. This ain't, and just like a switch in the way you're talking to yourself is like can show a lot of improvement. To tell you the truth, with your confidence.
So nosy. I'm just
and,
looking at who was on your phone.
it was a participant.
Was so everything you just said, that was off the cusp, right?
Well, no. I watched that video before I came in, but they didn't talk about self-talk in it. But I was thinking about that on the way.
Right before you came in.
Yeah, I mean, off the cusp could be like, that's a generalization. It wasn't like I prepared a note or anything like that. What I mean is I didn't have the notebook in front of me like we're going to freestyle it. But you feel very negative. We need some motivation for Jesse today, man. Like I feel like energy coming off of him.
I'm sorry.
What did your self-talk look like this morning?
Y'all remember the Debbie Downer?
Yeah, he's totally one of those, man. I mean, but I'm not going to bomb you with negativity. I'm going to bomb you with some positive water. Self-talk right now, bro.
I'm sorry.
You're looking very fit today.
Stop.
Your
Stop,
hairline
stop,
is beautiful.
stop.
It's not working. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, well, sometimes your sarcasm,
Negative talk.
Sometimes your comedian and sarcasm can put people in a bad place too, right?
So this is negative self-talk.
Are you saying that Travis is the reason why you are giving the talk?
No. He's deflecting. Let's psychoanalyze him a little bit. I'm tired.
I am sorry. That I'm sorry that it seems like that. I love what you just did. That's good. Self-talk is real important. What are some tips for self-talk? Like, what do you do? Do you wake up in the morning and it's kind of like, and what something I used to do when we talk about self-talk? My mom, and my mom's a little. I love my mom, but she's a little off the rocker, right? And like she.
The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. All right.
Mom, I love you. She's not watching.
I love you too.
She can barely
Gail.
log on to the phones.
Yeah.
But my mom is sharp. Because let me tell you why she's sharp. When my first bid in jail, she told me, she's like, you need to change your way of thinking, and you need to have positive self-talk. So she mailed in these cards to me, because it ties into what you're saying, Trav. Because what you're saying is really some real stuff, y'all. And she mailed in these flashcards with me, and she wrote on there like, "You are excellent. You're going to do great things." Right? And so she mailed all these into me, and I used to look like the corniest person in jail. I'm sitting in jail, laying on my cell, like reading these cards to me, and everybody like, "What are you reading?" I'm like, "Oh, and I'm just studying for something." Like I never would tell them what I was doing, right? And I'm reading these like self-talk, positive stuff that my mom sent into me to do, right? So I'm with you on that.
Did you find it effective?
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I needed that, man. For the longest time, I was in a place where I thought I was the worst person alive, man. I thought I was a terrible person, so I definitely needed that.
Yeah, so you take yourself back to when you felt like that, like you were probably talking to yourself in a negative way, like, man, I really ain't.
Did it ever feel like being in active addiction when someone, those little, you're trying, and just someone says like, man, you're doing a great job, or like, you're
just
doing good, and it was like, oh my god,
it affects you on a molecular water structure, according to Dr. Emoto.
Y'all know how I get myself into the mood every single morning. So I go into my bathroom. I've got this big mirror, and I put on Beyonce.
Hold on, slow this down a little bit, and then what?
So I put on Beyonce, and then I go, unique. That's what you are. And then I dance.
That's what takes you so damn long. That's why you're late every freaking morning.
I'm not late.
Actually, you're not. You have stepped your game up. I will give you that. You have stepped your game up. When we moved it to 9 o'clock, you stepped your game up.
I know.
I was really impressed. I was like, damn, she's doing her thing.
That's not a 2 on policies and procedures.
Sent some resentment. That's all right.
Hey,
I was just doing my job. I promise.
Hey, she's pretty advanced on the self-talk.
So what do you do?
Song.
What do you do in the morning?
Well, I mean, I meditate like in a spiritual way, but I've woke up just through meditation and prayer. I woke up with like a natural confidence now, and like I don't want to walk. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to just wake up and be like I wake up automatically.
So you don't practice the theory that we're talking about?
Yeah, I do. I wake up automatically, and the first person I see, which is myself and everybody else, I'm like
naturally confident
I'm like,
when I wake up. I don't even tell myself.
This is what I'm telling you. This is what I say. I say I'm the shit. I'm the shit.
When you put that polo on this morning, you're like, man, they ain't gonna say nothing to me today. I'm dressed right.
I'm the shit.
Travis, did you used to have a ringback tone? I feel like your ringback tone would have been, oh my mama.
Yeah. You know what yeah. No. And when I was negatively
he don't know that.
When I was negatively self-talking myself, my ringtone was this is the end.
Remember we used to listen to that stuff though? We used to listen to that song like over and over.
Over and over. It was a long one. You didn't have to get up to turn the I'm showing Jesse's age here. We didn't have to get up to flip the tape over.
And we thought that was a cool song though.
And when we were negatively self-talking to ourselves the whole time. No wonder we were messed up.
No, you know what? Speaking of Travis meditating in the morning, yesterday when he pulled up, now I can't remember, he was listening to a Beatles song, like on full blast. He pulls up so calmly. The song's still blaring. He just takes a sip of coffee, sits there. Like, me and Laura are, like, singing the song with him, like, and then he's just like, all right. And then he gets, he got in his headspace. Like,
and he was late.
And I rocked the day out.
Was he late?
Hey, you know what I was? I was all
we got to
day
get ready to
long.
go because we're getting ready to go into our podcast. This is the end of our little morning, and forgive me anybody out there for any negative vibe I was giving. I really love what Travis and Monique were doing.
To drop it off, to go off of that. So your perspective is either going to be your passport or your prison. So you either think fondly about yourself and think that you can go places and think that you can achieve things, you'll fly all around the world.
Have a full access passport, first class, positive talk.
On the PJ, the private.
And negatively it'll put you in the mental prison.
And we're gonna end with the rap song.
And which
why you look at me? I felt
Are you ready?
I know, because I'm more into like a 70s.
Go Meadowbrook. Kendrick. All right, we're gonna do. We did it. Me and Travis. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen.
Ice is back
with a brand new invention.
Something
grabs a hold of me tightly.
Flow like a.
Moves daily and nightly.
Will it ever stop? Yo,
I don't know.
Turn out the lights
and I'll glow
to the extreme.
Rock like a mantle.
Light up a stage
like a trump, like a candle. Yeah, that's right. We play this week, Jane. We play this week, Pastor. I'll see you there. See you at the game, everybody. All right. Peace.
All right, Colley, get over here in the ring.
Are you ready for
and
this?
accept this positive talk.
Negativity today, Colley.
Yeah. One more time. That was pretty good.
Mute me.
One more time, Monique. One more little. What was that little move right there? There it is.
There
we go.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Act like I can't dance. We can have a dance off right here.
I would enjoy that fondly.
Dance off? I had a dance off once with one of my daughters.
How'd it go?
Not good.
Whoa, she pulled out the stomp the yard.
Gotta turn the camera. Thank you.
It's amazing after
you gotta stop this. What are you doing, Steve?
Oh, we gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna lose 5 minutes if we restart it.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose if we restart it?
I'm gonna lose 5 minutes of time.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, I gotta go to East, so we gotta pack up and.
Yeah, we're going straight into the podcast right now. You want the commercial again?
Yeah, I want you to stop it and restart. We ain't gonna be long.
You can get the commercial again. Nobody go anywhere. Everybody that's on these comments, don't go anywhere. We're gonna run the commercial and let
it's like
Jesse
I don't understand the
recenter himself.
This here. Sometimes you don't know how to be quiet.
Yeah, because you're just like, let him do it. You
Everybody's
don't understand.
Been listening to us talk.
He just.
Cap, according to Monique, means that the hat on the head means you're lying. I've never heard that, but that's the origin of Cap. I'm about to look this up. I'm gonna look.
Tendencies to be less open-minded.
Which is crazy because that's literally one of the 3 spiritual principles that
Right.
we have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have
Indispensable.
open. Yeah, we have to be open-minded.
It's intense though. Don't
That's the
sound
one you
like
can
the
do.
president
Yeah,
and
yeah,
start
yeah.
inventorying yourselves, but be true to yourself. You don't have
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was missed.
to beyond my wildest imagination.
It's getting deep in here now. Now
It's
deep.
incredible, man.
Have the rainbow without going through the rain. And
I love it.
me
That's
too.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And, and applying the recovery, I thought about it for a second.
Started. It just takes about 3 or 4 minutes because I already had a link set up for Colley, and we'd lose that. So people watching would.
Hey, everybody, we're back.
Well, Travis.
And Jesse's working through this engineering problem in his head, whatever that looks like. It's not pretty.
Steve, don't laugh at his stuff right here. Man.
Try not to.
All right.
Get it out with the
so
and let the
we were
tiger
just
out, bro.
discussing. Turn my mic up. I agree with you. Turn my mic up and turn the mic up. And Mr. Engine, there. That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh,
All right, we're back.
can you do mine too?
So Steve, I'm sorry, I don't know nothing about engineering. You and Henry, but I would really have liked to start this one over. Being that we didn't. Sorry, everybody out there. Welcome.
Bonus
back.
footage.
Bonus footage. Yep, you heard a bunch of real live. When I was listening to Travis and Joyce, Travis brought up something that was really cool when he talked about Joyce's voice change. If anybody was tuning into that, he talked about, all right, she had this professional one, and then it changed, and it was like the real, true, authentic Joyce.
Yeah.
So what you have seen over the past 20 minutes is probably the real, true, authentic
Jesse.
Sometimes I can be an asshole. Oh,
No,
I didn't mean to cuss on there. So
it's okay.
Sometimes
Hey,
I
it's
can be a butthole.
authenticity.
Travis wouldn't even look at me. He was so mad. That's how I know when Travis is mad at me. We've known each other since kids, and if he won't look at me, he's mad. So he was mad the whole podcast.
It doesn't change my love for you. But I can be angry, but I'm not anymore. Now I'm inspired. Now
Does it change your self-talk?
I just was self-talking to myself. It's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
I'm saying, if you know, some of y'all know Travis. If you know Travis, it's so hard to take him serious. So when this conversation about the doctor and the self-talk came up, I just thought there was some angle of BS with it. So my bad.
There ended up being
It was
20
me.
minutes of it.
20 minutes of me talking. Sorry, everybody out there. All right. So look, we wanted to do this we wanted to do it on Thursday, right? Because you were Tuesday last week. We didn't get a chance to do it because we were in here talking with Colley. Colley is a certified peer recovery, actually a registered peer recovery specialist, and he is our nights and weekends manager. So over the past couple of years, McShin has expanded through some expansion projects. We're really grateful for some partnerships with DBHDS and Office of Recovery Specialists with some funding, and we were actually able to expand our services to where we could staff our building at night, which is real important. All y'all know that anybody around here, it's important to have staff here at night because we have so many intakes that come in, so many people just coming in looking to sit, looking for services. And Colley took that role on, and he just knocked it out the box, and he's now our night and weekend manager, supervisor. So we kind of left off. I think we left off when you were kind of in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right? Was it Baltimore?
Oh, no, we hadn't got to Baltimore.
We were on the way
Yeah,
there.
but that's where we wanted to start out with that because that would have been kind of the end of your run before you came here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, on a timeline scale. And so, let's talk about Baltimore a little bit. The last craziness of Colley before coming and changing his life around. Profoundly.
And everybody out there, because we got about 30 minutes, right? And we really wanted to spotlight Colley because there's some things that Colley's doing, that we want to spotlight. Travis had a great idea when we were talking about doing some things with the podcast, which we got some crews, some people, crew coming on here. Henry back there. He's helping Steve. There's some great ideas coming. And one of the ideas Travis talked about was spotlighting, doing a spotlight of people that are really doing good. And you're one of those individuals. So that's what we want to get into. Sweet. So y'all can see the hope shot in this. How you feeling today?
I feel all right. Just moved out of McShin, so last night was my first night out.
Officially,
McShin.
you did?
Officially, yeah.
I didn't get the memo on this. This is great news, bro.
He went and got his own place.
Like quickly.
Wow.
And it's been a long night.
That's killer.
Move maker.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
Like 300 and something days.
I like how you try to put it in days. It was 2 years. It was 300 and something.
2 years.
365 plus 365 is what?
Yeah, it's a lot.
700 and...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, what are you, 365?
Yep.
He's lying.
730.
Carry the one.
730. Over 730 days.
Yeah, you're right. 2 years, 3 months. So actually,
Said
I
that
was
thing like
thinking
a
of
prison
Red Cap.
sentence.
I looked at Red Cap and it said that, but it was probably from when I was at the last house.
So
Now you're officially in your own place
Yeah.
in the first night. And
Yep.
from West Baltimore to his own penthouse in the Henrico. Nice, bro.
It's it's nice.
yeah. So what?
But-
So
but I'm a little
Travis was
tired,
talking about Baltimore. So what happened? What happened to get you? Like, what was that final thing?
That end of your run there.
Yeah. So I was working for the cruise industries. I was a cruise specialist, like I said in my last podcast. But the government shut down the cruise industry at COVID around September. Things were getting crazy of 2019, and all of our cruises were getting canceled. And so, like, we knew bad things were happening. They didn't actually. The government didn't shut it down yet. So our company started letting people go, and we all basically got let go. And at that point, I applied for unemployment, and my lease was up on my apartment, and so I had to re-sign the lease, but I didn't have money coming in, so they wouldn't let me renew the lease, and so unemployment never came. It didn't come through. That's when I lost that place. I was trying to stay with other friends, and they were all screaming, COVID, you can't come here, And so I ended up homeless at that point and tried to survive.
This is 2 times in a row, everybody.
Sorry,
That's
Coley.
2 times.
We're going to strike a day of co-hosting. From you.
Well, you know what it
And you're just going to have to sit over there with Anthony,
called
and
a
Henry's
technical-
going to be up here.
Actually,
Me and Henry.
hold on. As you stated earlier, and this is on record. Am I correct? What did he name himself? Co-host, right?
But that first 20
That would
minutes
make
was
me
like, remember
the host. So
remember that first 20 minutes was like the bad Jesse, so that really don't count.
somebody else might be in the high chair if they keep talking mess. You know what I mean?
High chair.
High chair. I didn't say you were in a high chair. So you go sit on the couch over there.
Oh,
That's good. Coley, we're really sorry for that
Sorry,
interruption there.
cool.
Hold on. I'm just going to read these comments there.
I want you to read the one that Shaco Bottoms boys wrote.
Coley, you're amazing. That's Jay Britton shouting you out. Thank
Off
you, Jay.
the cuff means without
right.
preparation, just for earlier knowledge.
Yeah, but you prepared.
No,
Trav, you prepared for that.
no, I thought
We had a
about
conversation
it
about
yeah,
this
for
one.
like 7
You were
seconds
even like-
before we came
you
up
were
here.
like- you were even like, man, I can't wait for you to hear this one, Jess.
I
You're
never
gonna really
said
like it.
There's a lot of people doing a lot of lying around here, bro.
Trav, you didn't say. Look at me when we talk, man. We can't look at each other now.
I'm angry at you. I don't look at you when I'm angry.
Sorry, Coley.
It's cool.
Corey, so you didn't get your unemployment.
I'm
So-
enjoying this. Yeah, it's all good.
Everybody probably is. So you didn't get your unemployment, and then what happened?
Well, so I ended up staying in the woods down the street from a buddy's house, and I was like sleeping on this big granite thing, and it was like messing with my lungs in the morning when it would get
Like a tombstone?
It was a big piece of granite, and it was
seen
like
that movie.
it was up high. So animals and stuff would come by at night, and I would be up high. So I knew that I was safe.
Oh, you were off the ground.
Right, I was off the
So
ground.
what was messing with your lungs?
The moisture in the morning, and my chest being on the rock. The rock would be real cold, so my body temperature would go according to. I guess I don't really know, but I think it was just the elements in that cold rock.
Yeah, so basically what you were sleeping outside just on a rock.
Homeless, nowhere to live.
Nowhere to live.
And I was at the time I had I was doing Roxy 30s. I got into Roxy's real a lot. And so I was getting sick, and it was really hard for me to get any drugs. So I ended up going into the city to to get drugs. One of my buddies I sold a car to, I went down and seen him. And at the time, I would never go into West Baltimore because you don't go in there. Like, you know better than to go into West Baltimore.
Yeah.
And so I'd always have them bring stuff out to me. So at this point, I was desperate, and I started going into the city and getting closer into West Baltimore. I had people that lived in there. I'd never go in. It was like a thing. And then I started going in, and really what happened, I guess, at first, I was with my buddy Coco. We were in front of his house.
What was his name?
Coco. Yeah.
There's always one of those. I've met a
You
few of
knew a
those.
Coco, too?
Well, I heard somebody here nickname Coco.
I never knew a Coco.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
his name
what
was
they.
Coco.
I told you not to tell him that.
I sold him a car.
You
Sorry,
sold him a
Steve.
car?
I sold him a car.
Coco,
And that's how
I
I
mean.
met him. And so I went in the city to see him. It was crazy how it happened, but I was actually at his godmother's house, and he was supposed to come out, and he didn't. So she gave me a ride in, and I was with this girl that's never been in the city like that, and pretty rich girl, lots of jewelry on, and never been
My
in the
kinda
city
woman.
like that. And we ended up in the city, went to meet up with Coco, and I jump out of the car, and I'll never forget, I had a little pit bull in the car with us. It was a van, actually.
It was your pit bull?
No, it wasn't mine. It was his godmother's. And I was sitting in the car with Coco, and Coco had been cut from ear to ear, and we were talking. He's a big dude, and we were
Cut with a knife?
He'd been necktied. So
Oh,
somebody cut
yeah,
him from
yeah, yeah.
from here all the way down around, and
So way more than $150. That's more like
it was all from
300.
his cheek all the way down, all the way across his throat and up.
I'm not familiar with the term
Necktie?
necktie. What is that?
That's
So
like when
if
they
we're-
cut your throat and like then they pull your tongue out through. It's called a Colombian necktie.
So if in the city, if somebody wants to send a message, you get necktied, like
Yeah.
we would necktie.
or $150.
Explain the necktie to me. Is it what he's? Is what?
It's like a
That's-
$150.
that's-
Well, that's like the extreme version. What I explained. You know what a $150 is?
Yeah, I know what a $150 is, but so the necktie is when they cut from take the
They
knife
cut
and
your
cut
throat.
from
Just
here.
cut your throat.
Cut your throat.
Yeah.
So it's a necktie.
It's called a necktie, but
Okay.
that's what we call
So
it.
it's
I
not
don't know-
more for.
I don't know
It's
the
not more to
definition.
kill somebody. It's more to mark them for.
Well,
when you
you're
cut
trying to
'em-
kill them,
when you cut
but
'em
a
like
lot
that,
of
that's-
times they don't die. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta
then
get
they-
'em
then they
right.
got a
You gotta
necktie.
get deep enough to.
Yeah, the right. Yeah, I guess.
All right. So your boy got
I don't
necktie.
know.
Let's fast forward here
He
as
got
much as you can here.
Yeah.
To what led you
Graphic
to come
warning.
here? Did you get necktied?
no,
$150.
no, but
Hold on. Before we skip to where we go to, you get so basically, all right. You get into the city and you start getting into the action, right? What led you to your profession in the city? What got you there?
right. So I was going in to see Coco anyway. I started driving in after that, and when we were sitting in the car, like this guy came to the car. He ended up opening fire on us. He like hit Coco. He got hit like 6 times.
Just
Coco
was there
had
a
the
reason?
word.
Were y'all out there robbing people?
No, a dude came to the car. We were talking about his necktie, and he's like, "You should see the guy that did it, right?" And I was like, and right as he said that, like the window roll, dude rolls up to the window, and he rolls it down, and he's like, "Hey, you got them perks?" And he's like, "Get the F away from my car." Like that was all that happened. The dude backed up with another guy and just open fired on us.
I tell you,
Coco had the worst,
he got hit-
luck. I mean,
he
Coco
got-
would have been the last
But-
person I would have been hanging around with.
It's the exact same thing, man. Like when somebody gets necktied, that's probably like a sign. Like this guy might
Yeah,
not be the.
yeah.
That might be a
safest guy to be
magnet for some
around.
trouble.
So
He
that
might be
was
doing
yeah.
something wrong out there in the streets.
Right. So, but that's like what lured me in because I
Wait, hold
found
on. Which part lured you in?
The necktie or the shots?
when we found out these were undercover police that were trying to kill us essentially.
Undercover.
Undercover
That's Baltimore.
police.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I watched
they-
that movie.
I watched the
That
show.
It's a
Yeah,
show.
good show.
These
good
were
show.
those jump out guys, man, and that was my
Yeah,
first
I
real.
watched that.
Yeah, I don't really watch anything on that. Like,
You haven't
stuff,
seen that
but-
series?
No,
No,
I
no,
won't.
you-
It's a famous
this,
guy.
This could trigger like a PTSD
Yeah, I could.
thing.
For me,
we don't
I
want to
don't
do
know.
that'd be very trigger.
I don't watch
trigger
The
warning
Wire or
for
nothing.
Colley.
Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't even watch
Colley
anything
said
with
he
the
lived
streets.
it, yeah.
But anyway, I would say this. So I ended up. Coco was in the hospital. He got hit 6 times, and then I found out that Coco was. He hit me up like months later, and I ended up going in the city to see Coco. That was my main motivation of going in. Was I couldn't believe he was still alive. To be honest, I could
you
not.
wanted to go check
I
on
thought
him.
he was dead. So yeah, I went in to see him, and then I ended up ODing. Ended up in the hospital. Came back out. and when I got out of the hospital, I went to Coco's house, and my car was gone, and I'm like, "Where's my car?" And I find this girl filling up my BMW with all this stuff in these back alleys, like garbage, and I was like, "What are you doing with my car?"
You had a BMW?
Yeah, and she's like, "I'm an alley cat. I'm an alley cat." And she just kept saying that.
We used to go to a club called Alley Cat.
You know what? You know what's crazy?
Oh, yeah.
Is that club changed the names, and when I got into recovery, I bounced there on the weekends. Got paid $50 a night.
Was it still like the Grateful Dead night and all that?
No, it was more hip hop.
Did it still have the free foosball table upstairs and that black couch
They
that
did
everybody
away
used
with
to
the
nod out
foosball
on?
table, but
I
the
know
table
that
was
couch.
upstairs though.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
nice. So
They had a grunge night where they would do punk rock band, then they had a hip hop night. But anyways,
Nice. So
But, yeah,
what was this girl doing?
what is
She's
an alley
an
cat?
alley cat.
I don't even know, but I grabbed my car and left. But
She's putting trash in.
it was crazy because I woke up in the hospital. Last thing I remembered, I was in my car.
You had a BMW.
Yeah.
that'd be-
Those are expensive.
Yeah, but
What year are we talking about here? Like, was it a nice one, or are we talking about something, like with spray paint on it? What are we talking? What kind of?
it was a 330i. It wasn't the greatest. I mean, it was a BMW. It was nice.
Was it about 5-6 years old?
Yeah.
Jesse, let me
7.
ask you a question. Whenever
7,
somebody says like
20.
the numbers behind the car, like 331, like he just did, do you know what the hell? Because I'm usually
330,
lost.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, like, I'll just be like, oh yeah, that's a good one.
Well,
anyway.
my first bid in prison, right? They were talking about like they would see cars drive by, right? And
They would know
they would know right away by looking at it. Like, how the hell y'all doing that? I don't know what
That's
that
the
stuff is.
E4760.
That's a
You'd be like,
Toyota
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
I
My
didn't
mom
even know-
used to have one of those. Yeah, I
I
know
didn't
what
even
you're
know they
talking
had their own logos.
So I got that car from a dude off Craigslist. He was at the auction and he hit me up. He's like, he wanted to buy it, but he didn't have the money. And he's like, you send me this money right now. It was like a steal. I got that thing for a
So
steal.
you got the BMW.
Yeah.
You balling.
I
You
steal that. I
You're
sold that.
going into South Baltimore now. You looking for your boy, and the girl's got your car.
Yeah, so
All right,
I ended up leaving her with that car, just OD in the hospital. I woke up in the hospital and the doctor's like, "Hey, you shouldn't sleep in your car," and he winked at me, and I was like, "What the? Shit!"
What's that mean in West Baltimore?
I knew I OD'd right there. So I pulled everything out, got up, and just dipped out of the hospital. That's how that. And so from this point on, right here, when I left there, I ended up crashing my car. I was involved like. I just crashed my car. I won't say any details on that, but I was trying to elude some police, and I
jump
crashed
out
my
squad.
car.
Yeah.
I jumped
You
out
crashed
and
your
ran.
car. So when did you get down?
That's
here?
what happened.
You crashed your car.
I jumped out and ran, and I ended up on foot with a bunch of money, a backpack full of like fat and a bunch of other drugs.
Well, you didn't
and-
come down here with that. So how'd you end up down here?
Yeah, so I was involved. I was
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold
I'm
on.
skipping everything.
You had the backpack with a bunch of money. Like, when was the sleeping on the damn tombstone? Was that
Right.
before? Because I want to,
So-
because
No.
I definitely would have been in a hotel room with a backpack full of money and a
Yeah.
backpack full of fits. So, like, you lost that stuff somewhere down the line.
Yeah,
and you had
no,
to sleep
it-
on, like, you had to sleep on the rock, and you got
So
pneumonia.
when I was sleeping on the rock, I ended up. My buddy I was charging my guy $40 for a fentanyl pill. I was getting him for $3.
So you're
and
beating
he'd
his
give
head
me
in.
thousands of dollars to go in the city. That's what essentially where all the
That's
money
what
came
got
from.
you off the rock.
All the money came from. I started
gotcha.
making a lot of money
But
from him.
Yeah, knocking his head in.
Due to the time restraints.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get me to the point.
What was the desperation?
get us
I
to the
can't
point-
answer two questions. at the same
Well,
time.
well, it's the same question. Get us to the point where you came down to McShin.
Right. So, I mean,
What happened? What sparked the I've had enough.
so what? I'll just give you an overall picture of what it's like out there right now for most people. And I saw in the hood a lot was like, so people will go out. A lot of times, yeah. So as soon as I left with that backpack and all that, I did some fat and I went out. I woke up and I had a big buck knife on me and I had a blicky and I had a bunch of money in my pockets. And I ended up waking up and I had none of that. All of it was gone. Somebody came and took all that off me. Right. So
I never heard that
It
term
happens. It
You never heard
happened a
blicky?
lot.
Yeah,
Blicky?
Yeah.
Blicky? That means
What?
gun?
I'm gone.
That means
yeah.
gun.
Oh, gun. Yeah. Yeah.
Jesse didn't know that.
Yeah, man, I've been removed from the streets for a little while. I
Yeah.
know
Oh,
blicky
you've never
means
heard
gun.
that? I don't know.
Nah,
But
man.
that's what
Yeah,
yeah,
old
I
blicky.
call it. Everybody calls it.
ratchet. I
ratchet.
meant that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But not blicky.
The
Yeah.
blicky. He had the blicky.
But yeah, so we go out.
Maybe I have heard that before.
Did you overdose again and get your pockets run? So you woke up broke, no blicky.
You got your
Yeah.
pockets run with the blicky?
Yeah. everything taken. When you go out on fentanyl, everything. My phone was taken, everything. So if I'm going to save somebody's life out there,
fentanyl wasn't around when I was.
They're going to be broke when they wake up.
If you go out and I come up on you in the street, I'm going to take stuff out of your pocket. I'm not going to take what's in your shoes, but I will take what's out of your pockets, and I will Narcan you, and I'm going about my way.
You're going to get paid for your services.
And a lot of it's because it happened to me. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's...
You give them life, and you get paid.
Yeah. It sounds like a good trade-off.
So that happens a lot. So when you hear people disappearing off the grid and they're not responding, it's a lot of times they probably went somewhere, they went out, someone took their stuff, and now they're going to get their phone back, your money up. It takes a little while to get that stuff back. And that's like a common theme out there nowadays.
So you went out.
And then,
they got you. They took it. It was probably a good thing because you needed to get rid of the burner, get rid of the knife, get rid of all the drugs. So they took everything from you.
But that happened over and over. I kept getting my stuff up, and then I'd go out, get my stuff. That was throughout the whole.
Cool. So take us to the point. What was the last thing? Because when you came, I'm just trying to remember. My memory sometimes.
Okay. So I'm just trying to get to that. So basically, something happened where. I was in a violent situation and then ended up in the hospital, and then my ex-wife found out about it. She called my sister up in Maine, and my sister called me. So it was like this whole situation, and they thought I was missing. I'd been missing for 18 months. No one heard. Nobody's heard from me.
So that's when you ended up going back to Maine, because didn't you come through Maine here? Or
no,
you came straight from Baltimore.
I came straight. I'm about to tell you right now. Yeah.
My bad.
So my cousin, so my sister was like, how can we get you out of that neighborhood on your daughter's life? I need you to get out of there. Give me your word. And I said, just go on my Facebook page and text 5 people. Tell them what's going on with where, what's going on with me. So all 5 people she went on my Facebook page that I gave her the names to reached out to me and called me. All of them wanted me to go somewhere else, like Maine, Florida, Utah.
But not here?
No, Virginia was obviously one because someone came and got me. Yeah.
So somebody else. So somebody else put you down with
my
Virginia.
cousin that I haven't seen in 20 years came here. He came through McShin through Operation Hope, and he came through the program.
Who was your cousin?
Scott Cornforth.
Okay, so Scott was here when you got here.
Scott and Kim literally left here, went to Baltimore, were standing outside of my hospital room when I got out.
That's who they went and picked up. You now remember.
Me.
Yeah. So it's coming back to me. They went and picked you up. I remember.
And brought me to Scott House. I got here at 9 o'clock at night.
I remember now. Yeah,
with Kevin Burge.
I just, for some reason, I didn't know you had came from Baltimore. For some reason, I thought it was through Operation Hope, but it wasn't.
I didn't even know about it.
Yeah. But they came, picked you up, took you down here. Okay, all right. So
quickly before we get into this, so you had multiple hospital stays. So there was a lot of overdosing. It was a lot of it was just getting crazy out there.
I got stabbed 6 times. I was not hit through and through, but I was hit a few times.
And basically, the people around you recognize that, like, Colley, like, you're not going to have but so many chances, and something resonated with you, like, or were they just, or did they just come and kidnap you?
Look, they kidnapped me because I was like, I would get up in the morning, I'll never forget it, because I'd look at the sun, I'd look at the trees, and I'd be like, this is my last day alive, and I was okay with that.
Self-talk.
I would accept it. I would be like, all right, this is it. And there was something to say with people hunting you down, people wanting to kill you. You survive, and there's an adrenaline to that I love. I was addicted to that.
So you weren't all the way,
and I was ready to
then.
die, type thing, right? So it's over. It's over for me. I'm done. Like, it is what it is. Whoever's going to do it's going to work for it, right? And, but there was a lot of situations. All those situations were different, and but it was kind of a rush to it, and but I also wanted to get out. A part of me wanted to get out of there, but everybody I'd try to get out, I'd had these grand plans to leave, but something always goes wrong, or I get caught up in something, or I have to handle something for someone else.
So basically, for this one time, you listened to a suggestion from your family.
Yeah, well, Scott called me at the hospital. He said, I'll be at the hospital. I'll be there to get you. I said, where are we going? He said, don't worry about it. So he showed up with Kim Cornforth. They picked me up and brought me to McShin. So that's where I got into the Scott House program. I was in the intensive 28-day program. I was busted up pretty bad. I had I had a lot going on.
Once you got down here, did you mellow out to a degree about like wanting the excitement of the streets? Would you say that you jumped in head first when you first got here? Like how long did it take you to settle in like through the intensive unit? Was it an immediate thing, or because you said that you weren't all the way finished yet in your mind, but yet we know how the story turns out. But at the time, like when you first got in there, like what how long did it take you like to just surrender to like, okay, I am going to try something new?
Well, I was fighting for my life, to be honest. I had endocarditis.
What's endocarditis?
The bacteria in your heart from shooting up. I had my hand was like swelled up. I had a stab wound in my foot. My eye was busted open from a pistol whip.
Who was the program manager?
Stabbed in the neck. That was Kevin Burge. Oh, the program manager? Mo.
It was
now look at the transformation in that. Like so like Colley is explaining like some serious health issues he had, and yet he was sitting in the hospital, and in his mind his disease was telling him like the streets are still exciting and fun. Right. And it took like a family member to full on, like basically his words, not mine, kidnap him and bring him down here. But once he got down here and got separated, if I'm hearing this right, you got separated from the city a little bit. Yeah. And like man, I'm really messed up here. Right. Maybe these streets aren't as exciting as I think they are. Right. And so would you say that like that was the first couple weeks of like you being here, just recognizing like, holy.
Well, first thing was when I woke up in the morning and looked outside and noticed there was stuff, the door was unlocked, there's stuff laying out. Like it just, this environment, I felt like I was in the middle of the woods compared to down in the city in the Baltimore area. So it took me still a while to calm down. Going into supermarkets now, I still get I get weird. It's just but
process.
It's a process, but
of change just from being so used to craziness.
I was just all I said when I was outside the hospital, because I was bleeding out inside the hospital. I slept outside bleeding, knowing that I was about to die, and I had a decision: go back and handle whatever happened, whoever came at me, or go in that hospital. And that was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make, because I knew it was certain death to go back. But what happened was I thought about my dad passing away when I was young, and what would happen to my daughter if I passed away, and I did not. My dad, it still hurts me to this day. Every day, it's like a physical feeling. So I had to say to myself, I'm going to give it one more shot for her. And that was the last decision I made. And I said, I walked in that hospital because I had a blicky at that time. And to throw that away is like my lifeline. And
I'm sorry, man. This dude
and it was hard. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do was throw that in the trash can.
The blicky.
And my needles, yeah.
And the needles, too.
Every time you say something that represents self-talk, Travis's self-talk. Self-talk.
I'm just showing you how prevalent it is, even on a molecular structure. That's all I'm saying.
Self-talk.
Shout out to Dr. Emoto.
Self-talk.
That's self-talk.
But so just like yeah, I'm about to do some serious reverse of self-talk.
Hold on. All right.
The antithesis
I got a question for Colley,
of self-talk.
You got a question?
Yeah.
Can I get a question?
Yeah, you can get a question, but
I'll wait for you.
All right. So Colley, like I like this because of like the viewers that some viewers that are thinking about coming in. So I like really talking about that first process because like your transformation is obvious. So like you went from like not wanting to come, you got here, you started thinking about like what your dad would think. You were just talking about that. You were thinking about your dad. You were thinking about your health problems, and like that was enough to mellow you out for a second. You would say just enough. Like when would you say like that you started to like catch on? Like okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm going to jump in head first.
Well, let's just say this. I've been in recovery 12 other times. It has never worked.
You tried it before, huh?
Yeah, I've been in recovery all through the East Coast, and it obviously never worked for me. This time, it was like, I was coming off methadone, 130 milligrams of methadone over a year. I was on FET. I had benzos in my system, coke. I had all this stuff. Then I had Suboxone. I was coming off all of this at one time.
So the health problems plus like a major detox.
Well, first off, it was like I felt like I was fighting for my life. I remember in the hospital, all these doctors around me trying to save me, and I'm like, why would you save me? Like, I'm a junkie.
Self-talk.
Yeah. But anyway, so when I got here, like it was like, what I had just been through, this was nothing compared to that. And I knew I had to sit still and listen and throw out everything that I thought I knew. I was just ready to
surrender.
Right. I was ready to find a new way to live, and I knew my way, first off, didn't work, right? And I had to change everything I ever known, because I've ended up in hoods living crazy like that in Jacksonville, North Jacksonville, in New York, in D.C.
So you were aware that a total change had to be made for you to
even in Maine, I was dealing with people that like I had this. It's just my way of life was, and if I'm doing this for my daughter, this is my last shot to get it right. I'm an all or nothing type of person. Like if I was to relapse, you'd probably find me back in West Baltimore.
All or nothing.
And I know this.
What's the longest you ever had in recovery? Since you said you tried it numerous times, what was the longest you ever had?
9 months. But again, I was on maintenance at the time. I always get caught up in these traps of maintenance. For me, it's like a crut. It's or Adderall. I'll run out early, and then I need something, or I was on Subsolve. I was on Suboxone. Subsolve. It's the same thing as Suboxone. It's just
Subsolve.
Yeah, Subsolve with a Z.
Subsolve.
And
Is
then
that just a name brand?
Yeah. It digests differently in the body. The doses are lower.
So
it's Suboxone.
So the most you ever had was 9 months, and now today you have, what do you have now?
I have like 2 years and 3 months.
2 years and 3 months in recovery. And, you said you were at 9 different places probably before.
I was at 12.
12 different places
since I was a kid. Yeah.
So what made this one different for you?
This one was people really talking to me that went through it, like people that actually, got clean. I realized if I want to I would find myself giving people advice on how to stay clean in the intensive program. And I said, what are you doing? Like, you've never been clean in your life. So I started looking at and when people would try to tell me, I would be very mindful of who I took my suggestions from. And that this being a peer-to-peer environment of people that walk the walk. Like, if someone's walked the walk, another human being, like I did sales my whole life, and I got really good at sales by watching the best person in that company, and I would do everything they did, and I would become better than them in most cases over time.
So, what are some of the people that you take your suggestions from? Then, what you're talking about, like who do you utilize? And not necessarily mean names. Like what are the people that you're reaching out to now?
So I would say like, Kevin Burge, when I first got here, was essentially, he was my house leader.
So he was the house leader there. So
yeah,
peer,
he started it all
off.
And then my cousin Scott, he's 5.
Scott, another peer. Okay.
Yeah, Scott, my cousin that brought me here.
When you came here, was him and Kim still in housing? Or are they alumni out already?
They're alumni.
Okay, so they were alumni. All right, so that's good. So peer leader, peer in the house, and then alumni. Okay. Anybody else that you reached out to?
Well, I would say
that you use, or anybody?
Huh?
Anybody that you use, or any that you continue to use?
Like, I think he's trying to like your network, like your strong, like your personal network, in around here.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I really had like people in the intense program with me that were solid people that we did things together. But as far as a network goes, I mean, there were so many people throughout my life at McShin here that I've reached out to, but it's always changing.
Do you not still specifically have people? One person. Do you still have people now?
I had a sponsor for a while, West Suit. He was instrumental.
So you don't have a sponsor anymore?
No, not right now.
Look, try to bleep that out of this, so people out there not.
Yeah, no, just messing. No, because what I find like really more exciting is like you said that you came in, you were all in, all or nothing, and like I think I like already like the answer to me is like you're still like that. You're still like all or nothing. Like you want this. Like you do what you do, and you do it at a great level, bro. Like you're all in. Like as far as just like working wise, would you say that you still like have that desire to be all in?
Well, that's what you're talking about is different though, and I don't want to.
You're talking about you're talking about his like his process.
Well, no, the all in piece is definitely cool. And what you're describing, he's all in with work, right? He's all in with work. Like,
you're talking about his pathway.
Die hard. Well, I'm talking about recovery, right? Yeah, so you work, and I don't want to. I'm not here to like sponsor you or blast you, so I don't want to do that at all, right? But work is different. Everybody out there, so like your job, your career. It ties in sometimes if your career is in the recovery field, it'll tie in with your recovery, but it's not your recovery, right? So like Colley was saying early on when he got here, he had some people. And so I'm just curious who those people are and what they are. So house leader, peer leader, alumni, right?
Home group.
So now you've been here, home group. Now you've been here over 2.5 years. You still got to have some people. And if you don't, and like I said, I'm not blasting you. If you don't, you better go get some cool.
Right.
That's because you just moved out, right?
Yeah.
You just took a big step in your life where, like, we can't mask ourselves within work, right? Because when we do that, we'll end up picking back up.
You're saying work's not your recovery. I definitely agree with that. I've seen
it can't be, and like you can't. So people will try to hide themselves in work.
Yeah.
I did this, man. I did this for a long time, man. I was a janitor, housekeeping, porter, whatever you want to call it, in a nursing home. It was my first stint. Like, I just came home from prison, got a job, and working there, and I would work overtime. Stayed there, and it helped me because I was able to pick up all the stuff about assisted living and healthcare, and that's how I became an HR director. But I ended up using again, right? Because all I did was work, and I didn't have my recovery. So I'm just, I love you, right? For real, you're an awesome dude.
Love
definitely,
you too.
100%, you are. So keep that in mind because you've made some big moves now, and these are all good hope shot moves, right? You got people looking up to you. People commenting on there.
Right.
And they're talking, how good of a dude Colley is, and Colley's a good dude. Like, you are. I see that, and it's interesting your story too, right?
Right.
Been through a lot, right? Now, the good stuff, because Trav, man, like, when you came up with the idea, like, we need to, like, put some people on the spotlight here that are doing good. The transformation, like, you transformed, right? And you making some big moves now.
Yeah.
Granted, you probably want more, and that's okay, right? To want more, right? But you got your own place, you got a career. Don't lose what you're talking about for your recovery, right, Trav? Because when he got here, he was all in for the recovery.
Yeah.
Right? He was all in, like, Kevin, tell me everything I need to do the right thing. Oh, I can't give these guys advice. I'm still learning, right? You were all in. You were digging, diving, right? Don't lose that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't lose that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't nobody else got to see it. Right, you ain't got to show it to nobody.
Right.
So no participants. I don't got to see it. That's between you. Like me, that's me. Like, I know I'm all in for my recovery, and I know what I do. Whether I talk to my sponsor, whether I talk to a sponsee, whether I go to a meeting. That's stuff I do, and I don't spotlight it for everybody to see.
Right.
But I know I do it.
Yeah.
And I just want you to do that.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. I know for me it was like just trying to, now that I got my own place, I'm not a house leader. I'm freeing up so much time, and it's going to give me, I was working all nights, which is when all the meetings are, and except for on the weekends, which, I do things on the weekend too. But as far as just weekend supervisor type stuff for the emergency calls and stuff. But I will say that now that's my main goal. Is really, I work days now, Monday and Friday. So I can go to meetings at night. So I'm really trying to fix that. That's like my next phase right now, to focus
You're aware of that.
hard on.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm all or nothing. I do have a home group.
Going.
I do have home group members I've been close with. And a lot of people like James Funkhauser, he's kind of doing the same thing I'm doing, but we went through Intense together, the Intense House. I mean, I have some solid people I reach out to for advice and suggestions and stuff, but I need to, do step work. That's my next phase right there. And the sponsor.
I like that. Cool. That's good shit, man.
Yeah.
Excuse me for cussing that.
So he's aware of it. Yeah, he's aware of the same thing that you were saying. Yeah, he's already aware of it.
Yeah, that's good because now being aware is half of it, man.
Yeah.
Once we become aware of that stuff, then we can do something about it. See, if we're not aware, then we stay stuck in that funk. Once you're aware, though, you can do something about it, right? And you brought up something that affected me early on in recovery, like so. And I was just so blessed that I had 2 kids that I had to take care of, right? Because I didn't. A lot of times I couldn't have free time, right? And you just talked about how you're not a house leader anymore. You're not working nights. You got your own place, right? You're gonna have a lot of free time.
Right.
That free time, what do they call that? Idle time is
The devil's workshop.
Yeah,
Idle
right.
or hands. Yeah.
So like that's the stuff that you got to prepare for because you're gonna have that now. There's gonna be some times when you off work, because I know a couple staff members that they get off work and they want to come in here and do some work because they don't, they don't, they're scared, they're scared, there's fear,
right.
And they're not accepted maybe in some some of the 12-step realm of things, so they're scared and the fear in going there, and you know, not that idle time will hurt us, man. You know?
I know, yeah.
It's scary, man,
Right.
and I don't want nothing to happen. But I love the move, right? I think the move is good,
awesome.
man. Get your own
Right.
place. You got somebody in there, a roommate that's in recovery too.
Yep.
That's some cool stuff, Colley, man. You are 100% a success story.
Killing
man.
it.
Yeah, definitely killing it. Everybody out there, he was homeless, living on a brick.
A granite tombstone.
Stabbed.
Shot.
Right?
I was living in
lost his
abandoned.
blicky.
Lost his blicky.
I was
twice.
living in abandoned buildings mostly though.
Living in abandoned buildings.
Yeah.
Bandos.
Bandominiums.
The stuff that you, not only you, the stuff that we do to ourselves, right? And then for you to be able to turn it around, almost 2.5 years in recovery, man. 2.5 years, got a career, got your own place, man. That's a hope shot out there, y'all. So if you don't think you can do it, man, take a look at Colley's life, right? Look at what he's talking about, man. He did it, man, and he's doing it, and he realizes he's got to still do it.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, Colley. Thank you, for sharing that with us. Do you got any parting words before Travis gives a wrap up?
Just knowing that I'm one bad decision away at all times, from that, and and taking the right suggestions from the right people. But yeah.
Okay, good stuff. One bad decision.
One bad.
What you got, Trav?
And just listen to the timeline on that thing. Just like from the craziness to like sleeping on a rock to he has his own place was 2 years and 3 months, which is a short amount of time to gain all the things that Colley has gained. I mean, he drives a nice car, he's got friends, he's got a nice job. And he's making it, and it doesn't take as much time as you think. It's not an impossible mountain to climb, Colley, I love you, man.
Love you too.
You're solid, bro. I love working with you, and I hope to continue to do so, bro. All the best, luck in your continuation, man.
Appreciate you. Can I say, because I did this 12 times. This is my 13th time, and hopefully this will be my last. But just if anyone's out there and they've relapsed or it's they've tried before, just don't give up, man. Keep going. It's non-linear. Recovery is non-linear. Just come back, man.
Mm-hmm. That's right, non-linear. I like that. Everybody knows what non-linear means out there. It's not no straight path, man. It can be up and down, backwards, but we'll keep moving forward.
And there's many pathways.
Yep, many pathways, man. One thing that I learned, you just put one foot in front of the other, and what's in front of you will soon be behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And watch out for that self-talk.
Yeah. Self-talk.
Peace.
Self-talk.
Self-talk.
All right, Steve, you got anything before we end this?
Join us tonight at 5:15 on YouTube, Facebook. We're going to be live from Henrico East Jail.
Henrico East.
And thank you, Colley. That was an awesome story.
Awesome story.
That's
Thank you,
content.
Steve.
That's deep content.
All right, everybody, you heard it here from the McShin Foundation's Getting Heard podcast. Self-talk.